I just made my protein shake for my breakfast. So good. And I'm wearing my Halloween, my Jason. See, this is me and my dude Jason. We're besties. And yes, I am quite aware that it is February, but the fall and Halloween is like my most favorite. So it's always Halloween around here. I even drink out of my Halloween cup most of the time, right? But good morning. I wanted to kind of check in with you guys, and I want to talk to you guys about something, right? And I think I'm going to do an entire podcast on this because it goes into codependency, it goes into insecurities, it goes into a lot of traumas, but it's stop trying to force people to be with you. Friends too. This isn't just romantically. This is friends too, right? Stop trying to force the narrative, right? That's literally like taking a round peg and shoving it into a square hole. You're like, I'm going to keep you. It's kind of like, you know, how you say, well, I want these people to be around me for Christmas. I don't know, I'm pulling it out. Christmas. I need everybody under the same roof for Christmas. We would all like that. It's all joyful. But the moment you make someone feel guilty or they try to guilt you into it, that's a problem. Just because you have family doesn't mean you have to show up for Christmas and Thanksgiving. You have to, I mean, you should want to do that. I mean, if you want to do that, not should. If you want to do that, then absolutely show up. But if you don't want to do that because it's just too toxic for you or you just feel like it doesn't vibe with you, don't. That's literally okay. People are going to be upset with you. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to commit yourself out of an obligation, because that's a problem. And you don't want to try to force someone to make a commitment because they feel some kind of way just so you can have them in your circle. That's a problem. All right. Right now, your main focus should never be about having the people around you. Yes, humans are social creatures. Yes, that's how we interact as human beings. However, every relationship you will ever have in your entire life is based on the relationship that you have with yourself. Fact. All right. So if you're good with yourself, your vibe's going to attract your tribe anyway. If you're good with yourself, you're not going to be stressed about trying to get friends, trying to get a girlfriend, boyfriend, or partner. Like, that's just not a thing. And that's why you want to focus inward. And again, why in the world would you want someone to be with you who doesn't really want to be with you? And then they're almost like, fine, I'm here. Why? Just to say that you have that person? You don't really have that person. You don't, just because they're physically there, friend or not, you don't really have that person. You got to get okay with that. And that's the key, right? The key is stop trying to chase anything. You're trying to chase things, chasing people, chasing dreams. It's fine to chase your dreams. However, energetically, I don't like that because you want to align with it. You don't want to chase it. Chasing it comes from a place of lack. It tells you you're lacking and you're doing it from a desperation. So if you've ever done a vision board and you do it out of desperation, it's a problem and it's not going to work, right? We'll do a whole vlog and podcasts and stuff on manifestation because I teach that. But the thing about that is what you don't realize is trying to force a narrative just because it's what you want. That's not love. Okay. Obsession is not love. It's not. Okay. Love is friendship. Love is me and you are in a relationship and you have your life. I have my life, meaning I'm going to go out with my friends. You're going to go out with your friends. I might take girl trips. You might take guy trips. We can sit, we can communicate, we can talk about things. We can share our feelings without being judged or without feeling some kind of way. That's love. Love is not, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Or I love you. I love you. I love you. Or where are you? And clocking them all the time. That's not love. Okay. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to ask you to evaluate something. It's a call to action here. I want you to look at the relationships in your life, all of them, parental, marital, partnership, kids, whatever. I want you to look at that and I want you to evaluate it and say, okay, are you trying to force a narrative? Listen, with kids, it's going to be a thing, especially in teenage years. There's going to be some bucking back and forth, right? Sometimes you got to like, hey, you kind of got to corral you. I get you. But I think it's more on the level of adult friendships and adult relationships, including with parents. If you feel obligated to do something, you need to establish the boundaries. Stop feeling obligated. I see it a lot. I have clients who say to me, yeah, well, my parents are paying for college, so they're very like controlling. And listen, I get it. You've put the money out. You want them to continue their education. But again, there's that fine line of control, right? Control is ego. Ego's control causes anxiety, and it usually comes from trauma. Okay. So I need you to evaluate and say, are you forcing any of these relationships? Now, that being said, you also have to know not every relationship is going to be the way you would do the relationship. I'll give you an example. My bestie Kim, who I've known for 40, almost 6 years now, she does not do the phone. She just doesn't, right? I could send her 15 messages on the phone. She's not going to respond. So I know this. Am I going to get angry with her? Absolutely not. That's her vibe. She's just not that phone girl. I respect that, right? If I really need her, I can call her husband. And every now and again, she'll respond to a messenger. Okay. So, but I respect that from her. I'm not going to judge her for it. Right. And so that's the key, is asking yourself, are these relationships around you worth you understanding that they're not going to be the exact way that you want them to be? Is that enough for you? And if it isn't, you got to check yourself. So call to action is to evaluate your relationships, look around. Are you trying to force things? And are you forcing expectations on how you would do things? And then let me know in the comments, right? If you find yourself being controlling, or you're trying to force a narrative, or you feel like somebody's forcing a narrative. And we'll continue to talk about it. Happy Tuesday. I'm going to have my brekkie.